Alright, what's up guys? Today we're gonna be playing some solitaire. Um, Now I did a 1 hour stream of playing solitaire with online and playing with cards. Right now I don't have the cards on me, but we're gonna play online. And so yeah, I'll try and stream as long as I can. Um, so yeah, let's get started. One sec. Okay, yeah, so I'm playing solitaire online. I'm gonna play a couple games of solitaire, like Spider Solitaire, Pyramid, all those games, Canfield, Gin Rummy. I think that's, I don't know. And then other games like Bowling Solitaire. So let's get started. One sec. I gotta readjust the screen. One sec, guys. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I don't know how to play. Let's skip. Okay, I'm pretty sure as soon as I make a first move, time starts. Yeah, the time starts. New game. We're gonna go with easy because one, I get cooked. I get cooked so bad in playing solitaire. You would not believe it. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm missing something. Here, Enter Sandman. Oh, I can move that there. Then I'm pretty sure I can move the. No, I can't. That's just messed up. Then the 9. One second, guys. sec. And I keep forgetting my microphone's muted, but listen, I'm not flexing that, by the way. That I'm not flexing. So yeah. Actually, give me one sec. Also, hold on. Hold on. Gotta do something.
If you use this sound, a big YouTuber will comment on your video. Don't believe me? Then try it yourself. If you use this sound,
Okay, I think I got it now. Um, so yeah, by the way, just to let y'all know, figure it out. How to put a subscriber goal. So how much we're at? We're at 41 subscribers. By the end of the year, I want to get 50. Yeah, I want to get 50 at the end of the year. So, yeah. I just want to get 50. We're at 41 subs. So, road to 50. Let's go. Go to 50. Let's go. Okay. We're 25 minutes in and I barely done crap. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Kind of wondering what else to add to the stream, but yeah. Okay, let's go. I need a red 10. So I need a king. Red 10, alright. Black 9. Oh man. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. 6. And king. Okay. But that's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's I don't know. 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay, I've done a lot of pauses. Just trust me on this. Trust me. I'm trying to figure out something, alright? Okay, I'm back. I was able to get chat up on there, see y'all messages. So let's get started. Okay, where were we? I do not want to show my cursor though. Okay, goal to 50 subs. Let's go. Well, I really do not care much. Care less. Let's go. 5. Probably not. 5 I could have done. You gotta be kidding me. 2. Okay. Oh, wait, let's go. 5. And then 2 of hearts. The 2 can go here. 5. I don't know. 4. Okay, 7. I don't know about the 7. Oh, I'm actually cooking. Hold on. I'm actually cooking. Man, I really don't need this. The 6 king. Okay, hold on. One sec. I got. I don't got that plan. Actually, I think I might take my time on this and just edit it, because why not just use my time? Because like I said, I'm not testing because I wasn't able to pass one of the requirements, but then again, it's been more than 1.5 years since I last tested, so that kind of makes sense why. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Sorry, I'm listening to myself on the screen over there. So yeah. Okay, that means all the red queens are in here. Which means I think I'm cooked, which means I need to work. We can move this there. Then, God, hold on. Okay, okay, I don't know. I'm cooked. It was right there in front of me, and wow. Okay, okay, man. I can move this. This can go here. The 6 can go there. The king. The queen. This. Okay, alright. The king. Then the 10 can go. No, wait, hold on 1 sec. 4. The 5. I told you all the queens are here. Queen can go there. The king. 6. The jack. Then the 10. The king. The ace. Will be. Then I can move that. So yeah, that's all the cards. Then I just need to get this. Let's move this there. Let's go. I win. After like what, 36 minutes? What was my record? 26:03. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Now we just gotta find. Let's play another card game. Let's play Pyramid. Pyramid. Okay, I think I know how to play Pyramid. But here we go. And 7. The 5 and the 3 and the 9. No, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Queen and the ace. The 9 and this one. And then I have to get rid of the layer first. Okay, I just need a 6 for the 7. I need a 6. I need an 8 for that. Then I need the, what was it? 10 for the 3. 4. 8. Okay, alright. No? No? Hold on, wait, hold on, I'm confused. I really do not know what I'm doing. So yeah, this for like 39 minutes. We're already a minute in. A J's worth 10 or 11, I'm pretty sure. Then yeah, it's worth 12. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm cooked. Well, certainly I'm cooked. Because I do need a 2. 8. 6, okay. Then the 2 can go with this. The 8 can go with the 5. Then I'm pretty sure then hold on. Then I'm pretty sure it's the, yeah, right. I don't even know what I'm saying. Obviously. No, that's 12. That's 11. What I do need is actually, I don't think there's any queens left in this. Yeah, no one's watching my stream. It's pretty quiet day. I don't even know why I'm streaming if there's no one. Anyway, 42 minutes are in. All right, 42 minutes in. J goes with the 2. Queen can go with the ace. I'm pretty sure. One sec. I need the 5. Then the wait. 9 can go with the no. Okay, 9 can. Oh no! Hold on. The ace can go with the queen. Yeah. Then the 9 can go with no. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. Okay. 6. I need a 10. 10. Then the 4. Then the wait, hold on. I need the 8. And the 8. Then the ace. Alright, here we go. Did it in under 5 minutes. Alright, so yeah. Alright, let me find another game to play. And y'all can hear my keyboard. Okay. Okay, there's a game called Crazy. Actually, I kind of want to play Spades, like one game. Alright, here we go. Let's go. Alright, deal cards. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose that Spades. I'm gonna get 3 in. I bet 3. Of course, 71. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna see how long I can stream without getting in trouble. I'm gonna put down my spade. No. I got the queen, which of course the ace takes. Of course. So I'm gonna break it with 2. No. I don't understand how this game works. But yeah, I don't even know how this game works. I have a joker, which means I get that. I get my bid up. My turn. I put down the 2. I may be able to do a 24-hour stream. Probably. Just have to leave the stream running. Get 3 of hearts. Spades have been broken. You gotta be kidding me. The dude's already almost at his bid. At her bid. Okay, spades, king. I get the king. I get. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No. I can hear myself on the screen over there. Okay, I got 3 monitors. I got 3 monitors. I got this one. I got this one. I got that one. And I got that one. Just a computer screen. Anyway, my turn. Spades. What? I mean, I guess that makes sense. But I think I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Guys, I'm cooked. Oh, I'm not cooked. Hey, I made my bid. I'm gonna find another game. And so, I just wanted to play. Ow. Okay. Ooh, this is a really good game. This is a really good game. War. Okay, click on your top card. Okay, I get that. Ooh, it's war. Dang. Okay, ace is the highest. Nice, I think I'm pretty sure I have. Oh no. Bill Winslow, you gotta be kidding me. He has the ace. No. 3, 2, 1. There's about an 8-second delay. So, like, as soon as I say 8-second delay, it's been 8 seconds. Exactly. So, yeah. This is gonna suck. This is gonna take a bit. Probably like 10 hours. Actually, if you play Uno's pretty goated. I'm pretty sure the longest Uno game I had was with my grandpa. It was like 2 hours. So yeah, it was like 2 hours. Cause like it was literally as soon as we got 1 card left, we just get 10 cards immediately, and yeah, it took forever. And you don't know. I have an idea. We should play. I'm gonna play some blackjack. Let's see how that does. Let's see if I can get anything out of it. Probably not, but yeah. More. Oh yeah. Let's go. I made that cards, bro. Let's go. So, y'all can hear my mouse. I wonder. Actually, I think I'm gonna do a challenge. I'm gonna grow a beard. I'm gonna grow a beard. I will do after a couple games, playing a couple games. I will go and see what that's like. And then I'm gonna show y'all how much the parts actually cost. I did made an error in the last stream, 1 hour stream, which was yesterday, at the time of this recording. So I will correct my error. So yeah. Humans. Again. I remember we had a trip. I remember I was playing. I had a sleepover with my friends. We played a triple, just out of luck or out of coincidence. We had like a triple war, like 2 triple wars. I don't know because those cards were shuffled really good. I don't know what got them to be like that, but yeah, it's basically mainly on the luck of the draw, like it says right here. So yeah, yeah, I had a sleepover. Then until like 2 a.m. I played poker and I was absolutely cooking in poker. And yeah, I was literally cooking in poker. I literally had the most. I literally had 10 times of what everyone had. Is what I saw for me. It felt like I had 10 times. So yeah. Um, then after this, we're gonna be playing some Go Fish, and let's see how that goes. I'm actually getting tired of playing War, but I do have endurance, which I forgot what I'm gonna say. YouTube, please don't copyright me. Listen, I just want to listen to some music. But listening here is actually pretty goated. Let me check out the stream.
This is the social event of the summer. If you're not here, you're nobody. The best tribute bands in America.
Oh, I absolutely forgot. Rockstock is today. Rockstock is in Utah today. I live in Utah. The tickets are only $67. The tickets are only $67. Tribute bands: The Heart, Eagles, Queen, Journey, and Aerosmith.
Woodstock type vibes. Go to rockstocktour.com right now. August 2nd, 4 to 10, Smith's Ballpark, Rockstock 2025.
4 to 10. It started already. I need to go. You know, it's probably too late for me. Man, I really wanted to see the Eagles. I absolutely love the Eagles. I absolutely love the Eagles. I'm telling you. I know all their songs backwards. Backwards. I literally can sing their songs backwards. I know the lyrics backwards. Man, I really love the Eagles, man. I could have seen them. There's only 2 or 3 original band members left. The others died. Don Felder, though, he's playing on another band. I think Aerosmith or Journey. I have no clue. Yeah, I have no clue. He's playing on one of the other bands other than the Eagles. Then there's Don Henley and Joe Walsh. They're the only original member. Well, not Don Henley's the only original member left. The original band members are Randy Meisner, Don Henley, Lynn Frey, Bernie Ledden, And then there was another one, I can't remember his name. I'm low-key getting tired of playing war. I can play multiplayer? Oh, I didn't know I could play multiplayer. It's the Bedrock playing. That the Bedrock will work also. No, oh, I want more. Oh, I won the game. I won the game. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me find another one. What did I say? We were playing golf. Go fish, right? Okay, here we go. We're gonna play with 4 players. Let's go. Click on the player you want to ask. I want to ask them. I want to ask for the 7. I get the 7. All right. I'm gonna ask her 9. I got the 9. Oh, I got the 9, bro. Oh, I got the 9. Oh, I got the. What a coincidence. 6. Oh, I get the 6. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I'm goated. Oh wait. Oh no, that's no good. That number's no good. I'm gonna ask Mike for the jacks. Dang. What the hell? Oh, this game. 7? He's got. Man, I'm absolutely goated. And I'm guessing Lisa has 2. You have 2. I know you got. Man. Ah, that's finally. Haven't switches. I must give them. Man. That's no good. Oh, I wish I could have done that. Okay, I only have 1, 2. Oh yeah, go fish. Oh. Yeah, go fish. Go fish that. Oh. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Okay, Bill, I know you have. I know Mike has a queen. I know he's got a queen. Dang. Dang. He just pulls a 9. Okay, it's good. Mike Jackson, no. You gotta be kidding me. No. No. She's probably got the. She's probably got 3 jacks. Dang. Been at this for 1 hour. Dang. Click on the player. I know Mike has the 7s. Ah, man. By the way, if y'all see the Amazon tabs, that's where I got that drum kit right there. It's really nice drum kit. I just need to clean the reso heads. And I do need to get money for the reso head on the floor tom though. Anyway, let's get back. Okay, I got a 27-inch monitor right there. I got a 19-inch monitor. I don't know how big, 50. Where are my drumsticks? Where are my drumsticks? Where did my drumstick? It's about 12 inches. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Bill's turn 7. He asked me. He's. Shh. Yeah. Man, they got 2 kings? Yeah, he took my kings. Okay, I have less chance of. Let's go. Bro. I know you have the 6. Come on, I know you have the 6, bro. You gotta be kidding. I absolutely hate Goldfish. Call me whatever you want, but rage quitter. Rage quitter. And that's absolutely sucks. Okay. I think that might be all. I feel like we should check out how much my drum kit would cost. If it came with the stuff that I see on YouTube videos. I try and get the products that I see closest as possible. I have no idea how this gold sub works. And no one is even watching my stream. Man, I started this like 1 hour ago. Dang, I didn't get nothing. Okay. So, I got my drum kit on Amazon. In total, it's $479, but I got it for $700, so we're equal. Or let's just say I got all the stuff. And with everything added, we're gonna move this to the cart. And I do get another tom, so 1 sec. I just need to add it. Then, let's see, Yamaha. Same brands. All of them are the same brands and same stuff that I saw online. Yamaha. Let's see here. Tom. Okay, which one is this, to be exact? This one is a what? I have absolutely bad posture. It's a 1411. It's a 1411, alright? 1411. And I want a 10.7. I need a different size, actually. I do need a different size, actually. So, we're gonna get... these are different sizes. Then we're gonna get a 16 mounted. Oh man. Is this available? I need what? I get a 14. But then I could get a 13. What? Okay, I could get a 12. No. Well, how about another 10? Another 10 would work. Why? Because why not? Let's just say with all the modifications and with that this as the same color. This is all the stuff that I want, right? So all the stuff that I want is in here. Let's refresh this. This thing has two. Let's just say it has these things to hold it up. In total, if we get, actually hold on, let me check something. So if we get Rezo heads, so let's see, we have a 14, right? We have a 14, we get four coated tom drum heads, 14 inches. Then we have how many 12 and how many 12s, because I think there's another 12 added. We have a only 12. Wait, hold. Wait, 12? Wait a sec. One second, guys. Let me just pull up something. Ruler. I got to measure this real quick. Remember, please rate and subscribe. Okay. Okay, it's about 11 and... So, I really do not know how big this thing is. But it's about 11 inches. Then again, I could be wrong. But just to be sure, in 1 second. Oh, we've been going. Okay, we have a lighter, right? We have a lighter. That's about close to 11 inches. Okay, hold on. Do not question what I have. Do not question why I have a ruler. Okay, it's just for educational purpose. Okay, we have an 11-inch drum head, so we gotta change something. We're gonna have to remove this. I'm pretty sure this won't fit. 14 inches would definitely fit. Okay, hold on one sec. Okay, so 14 inches to 14 inches. Actually, I only need one coated. So one for the snare, the top, the batter head. Two for the floor tom. And then two for this one. So, and then we get a 10, alright? We get a 10 inch coated drum head. Evans. We're talking about the Evans brand. Other brands would be different. We're gonna add that to the cart. Then we get 2 for this 10 right here. We get 2 for the 10. 2 for the 10, right? 2 for the 10. Then, oh god, hold on guys, one sec. Okay, then I need to measure. Oh no, where did I put the ruler? So this one's a 10. Okay, it's a 10, I'm pretty sure. Which means we get 4. And then I'm pretty sure that's it. Now, these are the closest symbols I can get with what I saw online. In total, that would be $1,600. $1,600 and $58. $1,658. Man. Okay. Wow. That's a lot of money. That would be an expensive custom drum kit. I do need help tuning it though. But yeah, other than that, this is a really nice drum kit. Turquoise glitter. Really nice. Man. Okay, and then let's just say I just want to upgrade it, not get any of this BS. We're gonna save this for later. We're gonna get only 2. Then save this and save that. So in total, with all the BS there we removed, this would be a $1,000 kit. Now, if we add the price of $700, because I bought this for $700. So how much are we talking? So it's about $479. $479. Holy. So we're talking about $320 difference. So if we add 1,009 plus it's about 320 or 319 actually. Yeah, 319. This would be a $1,300 kit. Okay, so now let's just say I get everything that I wanted. But we're gonna change the symbols. So like other symbols that I want. I really don't care if it's cheap. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. So, where were we? We get 4, right? Man, I'm really tired. Then we get 4, I'm pretty sure. Right? Which means I'm gonna have to change this up a little bit. Now Black Tom can go over here. Can tune it down just a little bit lower. The stand will go here. This will go closest. The Black Tom will go farthest. Then with the floor tom. Actually, one second. I want to get another tom. A 16-inch. We got all our BS here. Now, let's just look for a 16-inch. Same brand. I feel like Yamaha's pretty good. 16-inch floor tom Yamaha. And I want it to be in that turquoise color. I really like that turquoise color. Ooh. Okay, pearl white. Pearl white, pretty good. But I do need the Yamaha brand. Actually, I have an idea. Cause let's look up the writing. Now I just need it separate, please. I just need it separate, man. How big is even a 16? Just to make sure, how big is my drumstick? Shut up. How big is a 16? Oh my, that's really small. Compare that to 6. Yeah, that's really small. Okay. Where were we? Listen, I just need to get a floor tom, so I'm guessing one like this one. Oh, this looks pretty good. Yeah, this is pretty nice. They have 18? Shut. They have a, okay, let's just say you can get the 16. No thanks. Then we get 16 inch drum head. Okay, I really like the black one, black tone, but I'm gonna get a 16-inch. Okay. Now, in total, my drum kit would be $2,000 if I want everything. And I'm literally too tired to try and find other symbols because those were really hard symbols to find. You will see my last stream. Shut it. really don't know. Let me just find something real quick. Okay, just 1 second, guys. I just gotta make sure. Because I just added something tic-tac-toe stuff. Does it work though? I really don't know if it works. Playing chance turn. How does this work though? I really don't know. I really don't know what to do now. Okay, thank you. I don't know why y'all hear my screen. But okay. But I think I do have an idea of what we can play. For anyone those are watching, 3, 2, 1. So guys, we're 1 hour and 24 minutes into the stream. I'm logged in. Okay, we're gonna be playing some Bolt Now GG. I really do not know how that works. Does it work like? Oh, you wait, hold on. Oh man. 1 sec. Am online. Okay. We're gonna play teams. And I do have Fortnite, by the way. I just don't play it a lot. I made a video that got corrupted really bad. Hold on. What am I even doing? Man, we just need one more player. How do you email? It's because I was looking at my screen. Hold on. How do I mute him? Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna be talking, but yeah. You'll just hear. Damn it, I keep forgetting to turn on the mic. I said, man, you know my mic is getting turned on. I really don't care. I said, man, I keep forgetting the orange Skittle. I said, I totally forgot, but someone's got to replay that. My mic will match. I really don't care. I said, man, I keep forgetting the orange Skittle. Someone's got to replay that. My mic will match. I really don't care. Someone's got to replay that. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm playing build now, GG. So the conflict Damn. Okay, we got one of our teammates. Oh, man. Let's not. Oh, man. Yeah, you get XP. Man, I really cannot be chat at the same time. Yeah, you can. Man, I really cannot be chat at the same time. I did not mean to swear. Hold on. He just got down between them. Shh. Hold on. He just got down between them. Hey! Nice, alright, nice. We gotta clip that. I know there's an echo. Nice, alright, nice. We gotta clip that. I just saw him. Hold on. I just saw him. Hold on. I just saw him. Hold on. I think it's C, then Oh. Oh, my man, that was exhausting. Oh, that was awesome. Man, that was okay. 3 hours. Man, that was exhausting. Okay. 3 hours. Man, that was exhausting. Okay. Okay. I really don't know what else to play. I really don't know what else. Okay, this is actually fun. Really fun though. Absolutely. Okay, this is actually. I would recommend you to play this. Where's my drumstick? Really fun. Okay, this is actually. I'm on the red team. Alright. You to play this. I'm on blue team. Never mind. Gotta stand up. Stretch a little. I'm on the red team. I'm on blue team. Never mind. Gotta stand up. Stretch a little. I'm on the red team. Okay. Stand up. Mouse, right now. Another teammate. Did he leave? Did he leave? Nos. Go. 16. You're not getting him, you're not getting him. I'm heading in. Okay, Johnny, I'm heading in. Okay, I'm getting in. I'm heading in. Okay. Man. Avocado Head joined in. Yo, what's up, Avocado Head? Man, what's up, man? Avocado Head joined in. Yo, what's up, Avocado Head? Man, it's been a long time. I started like streaming like 2 hours ago. Avocado Head joined in. Yo, what's up, Avocado Head? Man, it's been a long time. I started like streaming like 2 hours ago. We got 2 people watching. It says 2 people watching, but I don't know who those 2 are. It's just... That's me and... Yeah. Sup, Avocado Head. Sup. Man, it's got done. I really don't know what to do. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about other games, but Avocado, if you're wondering, I literally just played 3 or 4 games right before you joined in. So yeah. Yeah, I really don't know what to do. Might cut the stream off, but I will leave it running till whenever I can't. By the way, Rockstock is on. Man, I really. Yeah. What the Eagles performing today in the Rex? Oh man, I'm way too late to watch the Eagle to for the Eagles now. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Rockstock tour. No way. YouTube is literally making people who are under 18 not be able to be. You want kids to be happy, right? That sounded wrong. Man, sucks. Man, how many subscribers do we have? We only have 41 still. Do something. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back, so just give me one sec. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back, so just give me one sec. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back, so just give me one sec. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back, so just give me one sec. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back, so just give me one sec. Okay, I'm back. Y'all just gotta watch this. This is just insane. Just insane. Man. Okay. It's just downright insane.
Lock your doors and hide under your bed all you want.
It won't protect you from a menace on the
Zero.
loose, a maniac at large that not even SpongeBob could catch. Mass surveillance, control, and censorship. It's now at our doorstep here, a place many
Okay,
have called home, YouTube. They've just announced they're rolling out AI in the US to detect if users are actually under 18, ignoring whatever the account's stated age is, and will apply restrictions to users it suspects are teens. And if it suspects that you are not over 18, it will restrict what you have access to, and the only way to overturn that is by providing identification. That sounds awfully familiar. Does that ring any bells to anyone out there, you know, with what's going on over in the UK at the moment? I would certainly hope so. If it doesn't, go give your doctor a huge pat on the ass and tell him that the lobotomy was very successful because you have lost all fucking brain function. It's now US citizens' turn to have the piss sucked from their balls here and all privacy completely thrown in the shitter. So, if YouTube's AI tools think that you're under 18, I hope you're ready to fork over your ID in order to continue to access certain YouTube content and features. When YouTube determines a user is teen or preteen, the site will disable personalized advertising, activate digital well-being features, and put stricter content filters as well as behavioral restrictions into place. Basically, YouTube will pop its titty into your mouth and breastfeed you here because your parents aren't fucking raising you. What a joyful, pleasant future where these greasy, greedy, ghoulish corporations are now going to be LARPing as your parental figures, deciding what you can and cannot access based on their estimation of your age. Because no longer are parents even expected to be parents anymore. The internet is now that. My papa is a fucking YouTube algorithm. It tells me what I can watch, what I'm allowed to consume. It's so fucking infuriating. The only thing here that makes any level of sense is like disabling personalized ads for kids, which is something I'm pretty sure the YouTube Kids app already does. Which, again, I don't even know why that app exists anymore with this effect, with this change going into effect. It's now just a redundancy if they're going to polymorph the main YouTube platform into basically catering to kids on it as well. It's fucking lunacy. It is not YouTube's responsibility to put the bumpers up in the bowling lane. The onus should be on the parents to ensure that their kids are not consuming harmful content on YouTube. It is crazy that YouTube is doing this. So they're using AI, which will assess a user's age via multiple behavioral factors, including what kind of videos the user searches for, the categories of videos they watch, and how long the account has been active per its blog post, which is very vague and also going to lead to so many accounts getting flagged as being under 18 that definitely are not. There are so many people in the Pokemon community, for example, that are adults. In fact, pretty much everybody that does Pokemon content online is like late 20s and early 30s at this point. That is like entirely an adult market, but it is a child's IP. Like, it is an IP that is catering towards kids. So pretty much anyone that searches for like Pokemon cards, Pokemon Showdown, really anything even adjacent to that, or like Nintendo games, like any gamers that play Nintendo games, all of those will be like a strike against them that could end with their account being deemed like under 18 or something. It's going to be absolute chaos, I imagine. This technology will allow us to infer a user's age and then use that signal, regardless of the birthday in the account, to deliver our age-appropriate product experiences and protections. If the AI estimation is incorrect, YouTube says it will allow a user to verify their age with a credit card, a government ID, or a selfie. Wow, what saints. You get the privilege of providing your identification or your biometric data to YouTube in order to prove that you are actually over 18. Surely that's going to be like really secure and it's not going to be used for any kind of like tracking or anything like that. Don't be ridiculous. Fucking tinfoil condom conspiracy theorist. There's nothing wrong with forking over all of your identification and your credit card information to corporations or the government directly, so that way they can actively monitor you and censor you and basically control what you have access to. What's the big deal? It's so absurd, man. I cannot believe how quickly this is getting out of control. Like I told you, it was not exclusive to just the UK. It is already touched down here and it hasn't even been a week. It hasn't even been a week. That snowball has already become a full fucking shitstorm avalanche. It is terrible. It's scary. It's very scary. This article also mentions something else. The rollout of the new feature comes one day after Australia's government announced it would ban children under 16 from using YouTube, and less than a week after UK implemented the sweeping age checks on content on social media networks. YouTube was promised an exemption from Australia's social media ban last year by the then communications minister, but the Australian government said on Monday that the platform would in fact be included in the country's ban on children under 16 using social networks. The ban is slated to take effect in December. Google, YouTube's parent company, strenuously advocated against the Australian ban and has threatened to sue to overturn it. That subject they mentioned there about the Australian government banning kids from making social media accounts is a topic that I briefly touched on like a year ago. But in a nutshell, this is something I've said a lot. The entire landscape of social media has changed so much over the last decade, drastically, where I do think it is downright dangerous and detrimental for kids to just have unlimited access to things like Twitter, for example. So, I do think that it's not exactly a good thing to just have kids making social media accounts and just fucking rotting away on them. I do think that that is harmful, but there is no way of actually stopping that in a way that doesn't step on everyone's freedoms. And at the time, it just didn't even really dawn on me because the way it was being spoken about was just like, oh, don't worry, the methods we're coming up with are, we're making sure privacy is still top of mind. We don't want to encroach on that. We're just trying to think of ways to, help kids not get, sucked into social media degeneracy and all of that. And it, when you hear that, you're like, oh, okay, I guess that, makes sense. But when you really stop to think about it, and you stop and, really fucking smell it, it's very clear that there's no way of doing that without just stripping freedoms from everybody else. How the fuck are you possibly going to stop that from happening? And it also shouldn't be the government's responsibility nor the platform's responsibility to ensure that kids aren't making those accounts. It is the parents. No matter how you spin it, it should always come back to the parents. And what YouTube did initially, and what I thought was the right direction, was having a separate platform specifically for that age group, YouTube Kids. So that way, that group, those kids, would not be going to main YouTube. They would be on that platform, which is safe for them. And the parents' responsibility would be ensuring that they are on YouTube Kids, not main YouTube. But now what's happening is every company is now putting in these age verification checks, which require ID or biometric data, which, as we're seeing unfold in real time rapidly, leads to just basically control and mass surveillance. That's the entire underlying motive behind all of it. It's not about protecting kids. It's not about making sure kids aren't getting access to dangerous social media, content or anything like that. It is all about getting more of your information so they can monitor you more effectively. It's not a conspiracy. It is just right in your face censorship, control, and mass surveillance. And YouTube now taking this step is extremely concerning. And obviously, as everyone's pointing out, it is not going to be 100% accurate. I would be shocked if it's even close to 50% accurate. Break this shit down to its bare butt cheeks real quick. If it's going to be making these guesses off of the content you're watching or your searches, there is so much wiggle room for error. Because let's say you watch an anime, trailer or something. I imagine YouTube would probably put that into like a cartoon bin, which would then be falling under like a under 18 bin, which would be a strike against you. What if you like misspell something in the searches? Like what if you accidentally make a typo? Does that make them think that you might be a kid as well? Or what about something like autoplay? Like let's say you put on like a real adult video, you look at fucking day trading tutorials, but it autoplays to something else, which is like making slime or some shit, because YouTube's recommended algorithm is fucking wild. Like you could easily just be flagged as an under 18 account, and then, well, if you want to keep using your account and have access to all the content and features that you've been used to, you're gonna need to fork over that ID, or at least show us your face. Give us some of that sweet biometric data currency, please. And I hope you'll say no. That is not something you should ever be comfortable with giving any company. It is a big problem. And
It is a very big problem. I'm not giving YouTube anything of my ID. They can do whatever they want, but I'm not giving anything to them. Because I'm literally over 18. Not. Anyway, let's continue.
And there needs to be something done about this. It is truly out of control now. And it's here coming to YouTube. So, yep, just another concerning act of censorship and surveillance here. And it's not just overseas anymore. That's really about it. See ya.
I'm gonna be playing other videos. Man, that's just mad down crazy.
This game, you're not ready for it.
On the 29th of April 2014, a prisoner named Clayton Lockett is scheduled to undergo the death penalty by lethal injection in Oklahoma State Penitentiary. Many would call it justice. The man condemned to die is responsible for some pretty nasty stuff, and in 1999, he took the life of 19-year-old Stephanie Neyman, who endured unspeakable suffering under Lockett before being shot twice in the chest with a shotgun and then buried alive to expire from her wounds. Deserved as it may be, though, Mr. Lockett isn't too pleased about the whole ordeal, and he spends the day refusing to cooperate with his executioners. Things get so out of hand that at one point the prison staff have to taser him into submission. Later that day, he'll even try to cut himself open in order to bleed out before his execution and avoid enduring the lethal injection. It will, however, all be for naught. By 6 p.m, he had been successfully strapped into a gurney, which effectively restrained him so that the procedure could begin. But unfortunately for everyone involved, this is not an orderly conclusion to an otherwise eventful day. Actually, it's just the beginning of an absolute horror story, as the procedure goes wrong in nearly every way imaginable. Lethal injection typically works by injecting 3 separate drugs intravenously into the victim while they're restrained in a gurney. The first drug, usually sodium thiopental or pentobarbital, induces a state of unconsciousness in the victim within about 30 seconds, and in the doses required for the lethal injection, it's so potent that it will eventually cause death by depressing respiratory activity. But in order to ensure death every single time, 2 more drugs are administered. The second is pancuronium or vecuronium bromide, which further suppresses breathing activity by paralysing the diaphragm and other respiratory muscles. And then finally, the third drug, potassium chloride, is administered, which is the heart stopper. It causes an abnormal heartbeat and ultimately death by cardiac arrest. The first drug essentially knocks you out so you don't suffer, and the next 2 ensure that you die while you're unconscious. Well, that's how it works on paper. It's designed to be the most humane way to apply the death penalty, but in reality, it doesn't always go to plan, as in the case of Clayton Lockett. The first difficulty that staff faced during the procedure was that they were unable to insert an IV needle into any of Lockett's veins, trying first at the forearms, then at the biceps. When the paramedic was unable to successfully implant the IV, she asked for the help of a doctor named Johnny Zelmer to assist her. The mere fact that a qualified doctor who had sworn the Hippocratic Oath to do no harm was involved in the application of the death penalty remains an incredibly controversial detail. But with the help of the doctor, there were 3 more failed attempts to attach the IV. First, to the jugular vein in Lockett's neck. The next 2 attempts came to the left foot, then another failure at the subclavian vein next to the collarbone, and then finally, after 8 separate failed attempts, they were finally able to insert the IV into the femoral vein in Lockett's groin. Lockett's execution was scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. It was now 6:20 p.m, and they had only just managed to insert an IV. Although it's difficult to feel sorry for Clayton given his previous crimes, I think we can all agree that that's a long time to wait for the inevitable, and it's about to get worse. At this stage, the curtain is drawn so that the witnesses can see Clayton alone in the room, strapped to the gurney and with the IV in his groin. While all of this was happening, a spokesman for the Oklahoma Corrections Department named Jerry Massey explained to the witnesses that they were using a different combination of drugs for this execution, and that they were switching out the first drug, the sedative pentobarbital, for something else called midazolam. "Don't be surprised," he said, "if the new sedative takes a little longer to take effect. This decision will have consequences." Lockett was then asked if he had any final words, to which he responded, no. Then, at 6:23 p.m, the execution began with the injection of the new sedative, midazolam. By 6:30 p.m, 7 minutes after the drug was administered, Lockett's eyes were closed, with his mouth slightly open, but his executioners had already felt something wasn't quite right. The prison warden, Anita Trammell, stood over the man in the gurney before declaring, "Mr. Lockett is not unconscious." Another setback, and so the procedure was put on hold for 3 minutes to wait and see how the midazolam would affect Lockett. By 6:33 p.m, with his head resting towards the witnesses, he was declared unconscious, and the following 2 drugs were injected: vecuronium bromide to suppress breathing, and potassium chloride to stop the heart. At 6:36 p.m, around 3 minutes after these were injected, Lockett began to shake violently on the gurney before raising his head and trying to speak in a quiet,
Oh, I just saw this. Yo, what's up, Dragon Knight? I'm just fixing my snare drum, readjusting the drum head, and just playing this, cause why not?
but terrified voice. His exact words are contested by the eyewitnesses, but they were either, "Oh man, I'm not," or "Something's wrong." At this site, the warden ordered that the blinds be closed, and this was the last thing that the witnesses...
What part of Idaho, though? Like Boise? Or like just crossing the border? That top town? Where are you... Matter of fact, why are you even in Idaho right now? Yeah, why are you even in Idaho right now? You fell it. That doesn't cut it, though. Alright, see ya. See ya.
were able to observe. The torment itself, however, would go on for much longer. At 6:37 p.m, Lockett struggled to raise himself from the gurney before collapsing back down with a loud exhale. A lawyer present at the execution would go on to remark that it looked like torture, and to an extent, it was. If you remember, Oklahoma State Penitentiary had switched out the first drug for sedation, and so midazolam was used instead of the usual pentobarbital. Midazolam is not an anesthetic, it's a sedative, and so although Lockett was drowsy and paralysed, he was not unconscious or anaesthetized. He was lucid for the entire procedure and would have been able to experience the usual level of pain that one would when unmedicated. Once the next drug entered his body, he would have slowly felt himself become paralysed as the vecuronium bromide inched up his blood vessels and spread from his groin to his chest, where it would take effect on the diaphragm, intercostal muscles, and anything else that you need to respire. He was, in real time and whilst fully conscious, feeling himself asphyxiating as his lungs gradually refused to draw in each desperately needed breath. It would have felt like being buried alive from the inside. And then the next drug came, potassium chloride, which is the heart stopper. Potassium chloride works by upsetting the delicate balance of potassium and sodium inside your heart, and when these fall out of whack, you're unable to maintain a regular heartbeat. So when that balance is disrupted by an enormous dose of potassium chloride, cardiac arrest is inevitable. This means that, again, while still alive and conscious, Lockett would have essentially experienced the agony of a heart attack, all whilst being unable to talk, groan, or even gasp for air, because let's remember his lungs are paralysed. It gets worse though, because potassium chloride is extremely painful once in the body, as the high concentrations of potassium ions activate nerve receptors inside the veins of the patient, which scream pain signals to the brain. Some doctors have even described the sensation of potassium chloride in the bloodstream as being like liquid fire coursing through your veins. Inch by inch, section by section of agonizing burning until it finally reaches your heart and finishes the job. All of this, of course, sounds utterly terrifying, and it does still actually somehow manage to get worse for Lockett. But first, many of you may be wondering why they switched out the procedure and used midazolam instead of the usual pentobarbital. And here's where things get kind of interesting. See, when a lot of these pharmaceutical companies, especially those in the EU, found out that their drugs were being used for executions, they didn't like it. Most of them halted the supply of these products to the US until they were assured that they wouldn't be used for the application of the death penalty. Since the US healthcare system relies on lots of these drugs for routine procedures and the business of saving lives, assurances were made and the US justice system lost its supply of pentobarbital. In response, individual states started to secretly stockpile their own sources of sedatives and anesthetics to be used in the lethal injection. Things got so bad that at one point the Drug Enforcement Agency was raiding state pharmaceutical inventories to make sure they weren't breaking the rules on using drugs for the death penalty, such as in 2011 where the DEA confiscated the state of Georgia's supply of UK-manufactured sodium thiopental, a sedative, because it hadn't yet been approved by the FDA and it was scheduled for use on death row inmates. Midazolam entered the scene as a suitable and available alternative to these foreign anesthetics, but as you and I now understand, this was not an appropriate substitute, so much so that within 3 weeks of Lockett's execution, some states even banned the use of midazolam in the euthanizing of animals because it was considered so inhumane and painful. Now, it's important to remember that the death penalty is not euthanasia. Euthanasia is the ending of a patient's life in order to reduce suffering, and is only euthanasia when it's used in the patient's best interests. The death penalty, on the other hand, is a punitive act, which is not used because it's in the prisoner's interest, but because it's in the state's interest. As such, you can quite easily make the argument that it doesn't need to be humane to the same degree that euthanizing animals is. But it's worth bearing in mind that the whole point of the death penalty by lethal injection is that it's supposed to be humane and painless and dignified, and was brought in to replace the barbarity of frying someone alive on the electric chair or having their chest blasted open by firing squad. But so far, the lethal injection seems far worse than these other more barbaric forms of execution, and it's also unreliable. On average, 7% of executions by lethal injection are botched, compared to just 3% by hanging, 2% by the electric chair, and 0% by firing squad. One last detail that I'd like you to consider is that despite everything you've heard about Lockett's execution, it wouldn't actually qualify as botched by this stage because the use of midazolam was standard procedure. It was, however, grim as it is, about to get far worse. If we remember, Clayton Lockett received his first injection of midazolam at 6:23 p.m. By 6:36 p.m., 13 minutes after the sedative, Lockett then received the last 2 drugs, which stop the heart and lung function. Death usually occurs within 7 minutes after the last 2 drugs are administered, which means that by 6:43 p.m, Lockett should have been pronounced dead. In reality, he wouldn't die until another 30 minutes had passed, and the whole time, he was in even worse agony than I had previously described. You see, up until now, we've been operating under the assumption that the drugs were delivered intravenously by an IV needle inserted in the femoral vein at his groin. But unfortunately for Lockett, at some stage between the IV being secured and the injection of the drugs, there was a problem with the IV line in his groin, and nobody noticed it because it was hidden under a privacy cloth. This meant that instead of the drugs entering his bloodstream as intended, they simply sank into the tissue around the groin, or didn't enter his body at all. This is why it took him a full 13 minutes to show signs of unconsciousness, despite receiving a dosage that should have knocked him out within less than minutes. And then he was finally able to struggle against his restraints and talk to the staff to tell them that there was something wrong, despite having been just pronounced unconscious. The midazolam wasn't properly in his bloodstream. The staff then sat and waited as Lockett convulsed in his gurney, trying to speak out, half paralysed as his face twisted in agony. The lethal drugs were still killing him, but instead of being delivered directly to the heart and lungs via the bloodstream, they were simply pooling into the flesh around his groin and slowly inching their way up the body and towards the major organs. I mentioned earlier that potassium chloride is extremely painful when in the body, and I will leave you to imagine the excruciating pain this would have inflicted as it soaked into that very sensitive area of flesh in and around the groin. After nearly 20 minutes of watching this horrifying sight unfold, the staff finally began to ask questions about why Lockett wasn't dying and why he was showing signs of immense suffering. And so when one of the doctors investigated to see what had gone wrong, they discovered that IV, which was not properly connected, either because it had fallen out of the blood vessel or that Lockett's vein itself had collapsed. At this stage, Oklahoma Department of Corrections Director Robert Patton was informed by the doctor that the IV line had failed and that the drugs had either been absorbed into the tissue or leaked out completely. Patton then asked the doctor if Lockett had at least received enough of the drug to kill him, to which the doctor replied, no, and then the director was informed that they didn't have any drugs left over in order to finish the job. As a result, at 6:56 p.m, the execution was officially halted, about 20 minutes after Lockett had received his excruciating dose of lethal poison directly into his inner thigh. There was a brief discussion between prison officials on whether or not they should take Lockett to hospital in order to try and get him help, but before they could make a decision, the poison was able to leak into Lockett's system and he suffered a fatal heart attack and was pronounced dead at 7:06 p.m, a whopping 43 minutes after the procedure had began. As a result, they actually postponed another execution, which was scheduled to take place 2 hours later using the very same procedure. But they wanted to stop and make sure everything was fine and that they could figure out what the problem with the procedure was. The fault, however, was determined to be the IV line, which failed due to Lockett's collapsed vein, and no blame was given to the unique cocktail of drugs which had, at that stage, been untested. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that Clayton Lockett was reluctant to cooperate with his executioners on the big day, and what I didn't tell you is that the reason he behaved this way was because he was utterly terrified. Shortly before the execution, Lockett's stepmother, named LaDonna Hollins, was reported to have said, "I want to know what mixture of drugs are you going to use now? Is this instant? Is this going to cause horrible pain? I know he's scared." He said he's not scared of the dying as much as the drugs administered. It would turn out that Lockett was right to be afraid. His execution couldn't have been more painful. Despite the enormous public horror that the case of Lockett produced, it was far from the last case in which the lethal injection had gone wrong, and it certainly wasn't the first. In 2006, a man named Angel Diaz was subjected to the lethal injection in Florida. Like Clayton Lockett, there had been an error with the IV line, meaning that the drugs were simply dumped into his tissue rather than his bloodstream. A second dose was then administered, and after 35 minutes of suffering, he was pronounced dead. Again, in 2014, Dennis McGuire was subjected to lethal injection. His death took more than 25 minutes, and according to reports, he was seen gasping for air, choking and snorting for 10 to 13 minutes after the drugs had been administered.
So you're learning the piano and using some apps to help with that process. The piano learning apps are great, but now you want to branch out a little and find your own pieces to play. You're used to playing with...
Now, I know what you're thinking, that all of these are either outlier cases that were botched, or they're cases that include the use of midazolam, rather than the much more effective and typical pentobarbital or sodium.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop it there. If y'all like today's stream, please like and subscribe.